start us off.
I got no volume here. I can't hear.
Sorry, I was muted. I apologize.
There you go, brother.
Good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, you too, brother.
You've been on the biggest stage of baseball. You've been playing in World Series. What does this mean to you to come back and get an opportunity to be inducted into the Ring of Honor and be recognized as one of the greats of Mississippi State? Just what's this day mean to you?
Well, I'll say this much. I'm on the ballot this year for the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And to me, getting inducted into this Ring of Honor with Coach Folk, I put right up there with that. This guy was like a father for me, growing up when I came here as a young 18-year-old kid. And to just be able to go into this Ring of Honor, which is his Ring of Honor, I think it's a culmination of a lot of things in my life, and it's going to be one of the biggest memories that I'll have, until the day I die.
I mean, you look at those guys too that are up there with you just today, but I mean, you go back and you see Rafael Palmeiro, Will Clark, Bobby Thigpen, guys that have been on your level in the MLB and been at the biggest stage. I mean, it reads like an MLB All-Star list for some of those guys. I mean, what's it mean to look up there and see all those names up there with you?
Well, obviously to be able to be mentioned with all those guys, I mean, starting from the 60s with Dell and then going into the 80s with Brantley and Thiggy and Will and Rafi, and then, going into the 2000s with myself and Paul and, now you got the Rookers and the Mangums and all these other guys that will hopefully continue this tradition for us. And in fact, you got so much talent that comes out of Mississippi State that it's almost like a brotherhood. And for me, this is a part of my personality. It's a part of my life, and it's a part of the family of the Bulldog family. So I'm really, really honored to just be here today. And Mississippi State has done a phenomenal job from Leah Beasley to McRae Clay, and it's an environment and a place to play baseball that is bar none like nowhere else, and it's the number one reason why I came here to play.
Steve?
Paps, when you were becoming a bit of a cult hero up in Boston, a lot of Mississippi State fans kind of adopted Boston as their team, because of you. And to be honest with you, we were kind of having some tough years here in Starkville. What did it mean to see all these, Bulldog fans all of a sudden they're Boston Red Sox fans enjoying a world championship because their guy, Jonathan Papelbon, is on that team?
Yeah, well, I will say this. That the fans in Fenway Park are almost identical to the fans in Mississippi State in Dudy Noble Field. They're passionate. On days where it's tough to get up and play, they will project you and push you. It's been a great ride from Mississippi State to the big leagues. But the fans are the people that make it. You play for the fans, and that's what gets you up every day and to go out there and to perform and to kick somebody's ass. But I think that they're very similar, and the fans travel. Fenway Park fans travel, Mississippi State fans travel. You'll see it every year in the College World Series, and there is kind of a correlation between those two fans, I will say.
Quick follow-up on it too. I had a chance to interview Mitch Moreland for the last book, and he said he'd be on the road and get a hell state from the crowd. And he goes, I always heard that above anything else because it wasn't always something you heard every day. How much of that did you experience, maybe being out on the road and some Mississippi State fan coming up with an MO Brass hat on or hollering Hell State to you from the crowd?
Well, I'll say this. Every game that I played in that was, say, from Mason-Dixon line south, there was a Mississippi State fan there that specifically came there to see me, to talk to me. So I try to take the time out for all those fans. And, if there's a big crowd waiting for autographs, if they had that Mississippi State hat on, I was usually taking care of them first.
Robbie?
Pat, so I know you brought the fire at the end of the games, had the energy, and you're a guy that could close it out. I'm just interested what you've seen from Landon Sims at Mississippi State so far. I mean, he's been lights out when he's come in the ball game, and he's got a little bit of that swagger too. You know, he comes out there with a purpose, and he's got some fire at the end of the games. Do you see a little bit of yourself in him, and what have you kind of seen from him when you've seen him play?
Yeah, I do, man. I see a spitting image of him. I see a young Jonathan Papelbon with this kid, and man, it's exciting to see. And I love watching him pitch. I love his swag. I love his attitude. I love, give me the rock. And I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting him today and telling him that I'm a big fan and to keep it going. And wish him nothing but the best because it's going to be a lot longer road for him. This is just the beginning, hopefully, and he has a great long big league career. But yes, I have heard the comparisons, and I love the kid, and I can't wait to meet him today.
Do we have any more questions? All right. Thanks, Jonathan.
All right, guys. See y'all.
Thanks, Paps.